Welcome to EUPrivacyForAll Session55 on GDPR, Article 87 and 91 specific processing regarding national identification number and religious associations. Article 80b was renumbered 87 on the processing of the national identification number, and Article 85 on existing data protection rules of churches and religious associations, renumbered 91. Article 87 lays down that Member States may further determine the specific conditions for the processing of a national identification number or any other identifier of general application, providing that those identifiers shall be used only under appropriate safeguards. Article 91 on existing data protection rules of churches and religious associations equally lays down that churches and religious associations or communities apply comprehensive rules relating to the protection of natural persons with regard to processing of personal data, and such rules should continue to apply provided that they are brought into line with this regulation, meaning that appropriate safeguards are guaranteed. Article 4.1 remains unchanged. It provides that for the purposes of this regulation, personal data includes identification number. Recital 165 announces that the GDPR respects and does not prejudice the status under existing constitutional law of churches and religious associations. Directive 95/46 lays down in Article 8.7 that Member States shall determine the conditions under which a national identification number may be processed. In Recital 35, it also provides that officially recognized religious associations are to process personal data for important grounds of public interest and remain into that frame. What should accountable data controllers and processors get prepared for? Regarding identification number, they should know that this constitutes a personal data. Controllers should also pay attention to the specific national rules that Member States may adopt to set out specific conditions for the processing of national identification number or any other identifier of general application. Any national identification number or other identifier of general application shall be used only under appropriate safeguards for the rights and freedoms of the data subjects. Regarding churches and religious associations or communities, comprehensive rules applying in a member state will continue to apply provided that they are brought in line with the provisions of the GDPR. In accordance with constitutional law, the GDPR does not prejudice how churches and religious associations processing activities are framed. Churches and religious associations will apply comprehensive rules and will be subject to the control of an independent supervisory authority. So the question triggered now is, will there be a harmonized approach on the processing of personal data, including identifiers?